everyone, I'm Jessica Hubble, and welcome to another video on parenting tips and tricks. Before I get started, if you would like a handout to follow along with this video, please use the link in the video description or go to the Galvin Growth Group website. So today we are moving on to the C in the ABCs, which stands for consequences, or what we do after the behavior. And we're going to be specifically discussing replacement behaviors. So replacement behavior is an effective alternative to a punishment. And you may be a little skeptical about this technique because it can be counterintuitive. So typically, when we want a child to stop doing something, our natural inclination is to punish the child. So say they are pulling on their sibling's hair. Maybe we'll take away the TV for a night. So we'll punish them for a behavior we don't want them to do. And the reason we have this natural inclination is that our brains pick out things in the environment that may be negative, bothersome, or annoying. This is called the negativity bias. For example, an example of negativity bias is if two children are playing nicely, for the most part we ignore them. But as soon as they start to argue, we are likely to jump in and pay attention to that argument. So for replacement behaviors, we want to go against our bias and not have our first impulse to run in and punish. So now I'm going to talk about the 3 steps to replacement behaviors. So step number 1 is that we need to identify a behavior we want to reduce or eliminate in your child. So that's step number 1. Step number 2, identify what you would like your child to do instead of that behavior, which is called the replacement behavior. So some examples, a replacement behavior for fighting over toys may be playing nicely together with your toys. A replacement behavior for throwing dirty clothes on the floor could be putting dirty clothes in the laundry basket. And then replacement behavior for yelling and hitting you, for taking away their electronics, could be stating calmly why they are upset you are taking away their electronics. So basically, you need to think of a behavior that will replace the bad behavior. And finally, step number 3 is praise your child when you catch them doing the replacement behavior. So catch your child being good. But remember, our brains are wired to catch something wrong. So catching the child being good and then acting on that is not always easy. Of course, when we catch our child being good, for this practice, we want it to be specifically the replacement behavior, not just good in general. Obviously, you always want to praise your child for being good, but you want to go over and above when they're doing this specific replacement behavior so they know what they should be doing in these specific instances. So to put all these steps together, I'm going to give a quick example. So let's say it really bothers you when your child does not pick up after themselves. So there's dirty clothes all over their room, or their toy room is full of toys everywhere on the floor and they never put them away. So instead of yelling at them over and over again to pick up their toys or their clothes, wait until they pick up even one toy or one piece of clothing and then praise them. You can go to them and say, "Thank you so much for picking up your toy and putting it away. I really liked how you knew exactly where it should be when you were done playing with it." And then maybe give them a high five or a hug or a pat on the back, something to show that you're really proud that they put that toy away. And do this whenever you see the replacement behavior. And then hopefully in a few weeks, you'll see an increase of the replacement behavior and a decrease in the bad behavior. So, quick summary, the 3 components are choosing a behavior that you want your child to work on, coming up with a replacement behavior, and then praising whenever you see that replacement behavior. So there are 3 questions parents often have about replacement behaviors. The first one is, if my child does not do something I want, why don't I just tell them what they should do and punish them if they don't do it? So you remember earlier when I said that the replacement behavior may feel a little counterintuitive? Well, this is why. So telling your children even your spouse or your partner, what to do and then punish them, it doesn't always work. We assume that if we punish a behavior, that good behavior will just appear. But research shows that's not true. So for example, if you punish a person for being dishonest, it doesn't teach them to be honest. If you punish your child for talking back, it doesn't teach them how to speak to you nicely. So punishing some behavior will just stop that behavior for the moment, but it really doesn't teach the skills that we want our children to have. So developing the replacement behaviors can really lead to permanent change and decrease or even eliminate the need to punish this behavior. Another question that comes up, so what do I do when the child still does the behavior I'm trying to get rid of? Well, replacement behavior procedure is going to take some time. So in the meantime, you can use mild or brief punishments. No shouting, no hitting, because these can lead to other problems. But you can use a brief timeout, maybe take away privileges for the evening or 24 hours. But make sure to emphasize your praise for those replacement behaviors. The more you praise the replacement behaviors, the faster the behavior will change. And if you are going to punish the child using a brief timeout or taking away privileges, make sure they know why, and then tell them what they could have done differently. So if they were yelling at you or screaming at you because you took away their electronics, or you could say, "Thank you for telling me how you feel. I am still taking away your electronics. I'm also taking away another thing. What you could have done differently is told me calmly why you're upset right now." So make sure to tell them your replacement behavior. It doesn't have to be a big secret, but make sure to tell them why they're being punished and tell them what they could have been done differently to not be punished. The third question a lot of parents ask is, how long do you have to do this? Well, that's a hard answer. That's a hard question to answer because children are all different, parents are all different, and how often you do this will make a big difference. As a general rule, it's usually maybe 3 weeks. Should be enough, but again, it's different with everyone. So as you develop this replacement behavior, the negative behavior will start to drop out. So the less you'll have to focus on the replacement behavior. So brief summary, the 3 components again of replacement behavior are choosing a behavior that you want your child to reduce or eliminate. Second component is creating a replacement behavior or choosing a replacement behavior. And the third component is praising whenever you see them do the replacement behavior. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Let us know what replacement behaviors you are trying, and please check out some of our other videos for more strategies. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye.